Hello, Applied Math Magicians. What we're going to do right now with this video is we are going to determine what a better estimate of the area is that we were just estimating. So we went outside and we checked things. So if you go to Google Maps, it's going to pull up like this. And we are going to need to go over here to the hamburger menu, kind of looks like a triple line there, and scroll down about halfway to your places. Now we go over to maps. Here's a list of maps that I currently own, and I'm going to go down here to create maps. So create maps, and it's going to give me the United States. So two things I have to do. Number one, I'm going to get to the right place. So go to Toronto, and it should show up pretty much at the top there. And notice this actually gives me the old school, if you might recognize that. So the second thing I have to do is change the base map to satellite. Ah, there we go. We have a more recent update. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and what we're going to do is consider the regions that we've already considered by our own estimates. So I'm going to show you a few tools up here in the toolbar here that's going to help us to be able to measure each region. So for example, I'm going to measure the flagpole triangle. Looks like a triangle when I estimated it. We do not need to do this L shape because upon further inspection, we realized it was all bushes, no grass at all. And then we're also going to consider this material over there and there. All right, and any other place that you did, okay? Notice we don't need to go on the other side here, so I don't need the greenhouse area, nor do I need the sports field over on the north. Okay, so let's start here. Zoom in as far as we need, so this is about a good place. I'm going to use this draw a line menu selection, and I'm going to add a line or a shape. Okay, what I'm going to do is grab any corner, start it anywhere. So I'm going to start in this corner right here, just make a click, and notice that the little bar is done. And notice that I see a little line segment that's coming out from there. So I can go all the way up to this next corner here, and I click, and then I see another. So I click to that corner. I'm going to click all the way down to this corner. So notice I'm almost all the way around. But notice I've got a slight bend. And notice I don't want to do that because you can see that there's a slight off. So I'm just going to do a bunch of little clicks here and just go along sort of the perimeter as I go along the curve there. So click, click, click. And notice that as I approach this one, it changes shape, which means it's now going to close it. Now, on my original drawing, I called this region A. So I'm going to call it region A here. And hit save. So two things that we're going to point out. Number one is that I can actually change the color right here just so that over on the side here, it's going to distinguish it from all the other ones. So I might start with that and just call this one a yellow so that when I am looking at the map, and let's say I'm zoomed out a little bit, I see yellow here and maybe I'll see blue here and green here or whatever. And it doesn't, they can be, alternating colors, however you prefer. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back in a little bit. And the second thing I want to show here is that we're going to edit inside a little bit. But notice two pieces of data that we get. This first one on the left says AC for acres. So that's how many acres is here, 0.05, so 5% of an acre. Over here, this piece of data tells me that the perimeter is 274 feet. We do not need the perimeter. We just want to know the area. So that's the 0.052. So I'm actually going to enter that into here, and I'm going to put two pieces of data. One is Google's estimate is 0.052 acres, and that is going to, when I multiply that out by how many feet per acre, I'm going to get 2,265.12 square feet. Okay, if I hit return or enter from here, it's going to actually save because that's highlighted. So the way to make myself go down to to return, I'm going to do shift and return. And now I'm going to type in my estimate and put my numbers in. And whatever you did when you calculated it, let me say I got 2,000 square feet. Okay. Notice that I do not need to put the acres here because I didn't have the acres. I just had the square feet. Now I can hit save. Okay, now you're going to repeat that process for all the other regions that you did around here. Another thing to point out is that up here it says Untitled Map, so I'm going to change it. We're going to call it Lawn Care Lab, and don't forget your name right there. Hit save, And then you also will need to go to Google Classroom and attach it in the assignment so that later when you turn it in, I can quickly click on these and see that your estimates are what Google estimated and what you also estimated. So you're going to do that for every single region all around. Again, we're not going outside the driving facility area. So, okay, that concludes this aspect of the lawn care lab.